Have you ever looked in the mirror and quietly asked yourself, is this all there is? Not out loud, not in a dramatic moment, just a passing thought, one that creeps in between routines, in the silence after a long day, or when you wake up with that hollow ache inside. It's not always pain. Sometimes it's just stillness, a sense that something within you wants more, not more stuff, not more noise, more meaning, more purpose, more of you. You can feel it, even if you can't explain it. That restless feeling that you're meant for something greater, but you're not quite sure how to reach it. Or worse, you're afraid you've missed it. Let me be clear, you haven't. That feeling isn't weakness. It's not something to silence or bury. It's the beginning. The beginning of awareness. The beginning of truth. The beginning of you remembering who you really are. The world may have told you to sit down, play it safe, stay in line, but there's a fire in you that refuses to be smothered. You know it, even if it's small, even if it's just a flicker. It's there. And that fire is your power, your hunger, your edge. It's the voice that whispers, there's more in you. Not someday, not after everything is perfect. Right now, most people ignore that whisper. They trade it for comfort, for convenience, for the false safety of the familiar. They live days that all look the same and call it security. But deep down, they know something's missing. They've lost connection to that inner spark, that inner drive, the truth that they were made to move, to create, to rise. But you're different. You're here. You're listening, not by accident, not by chance. That spark in you is not going away. It's only getting louder. And the moment you stop trying to quiet it, the moment you lean into it, that's when your life begins to change. You don't need permission to wake up. You don't need approval to become powerful. The fire is already within you. And the moment you choose to listen to it, to trust it, to act on it, you start to remember who you were always meant to be. This isn't about fixing yourself. You are not broken. You are becoming. And that feeling of restlessness, that's not a flaw. That's the first spark of transformation. That's the invitation. Stay with me. Because if you've ever felt stuck, lost, unmotivated, or uncertain, this is your moment. The moment to shift, to ignite, to rise. What you're about to discover isn't just motivation. It's a blueprint, a call to action, a fire starter. And if you let it, it will wake something in you that can never be put back to sleep. Don't ignore the whisper anymore. Listen, lean in, and light the match. You felt that fire, that quiet, persistent pulse beneath the surface of your everyday life. And yet, how many times have you been told you're not ready, not smart enough, not strong enough, not qualified? It starts early. 1,000 little messages, spoken and unspoken, planting doubt in your mind. They tell you to wait. Wait until you're more experienced, more educated, more certain. But here's the truth. Those voices were never about your potential. They were about fear, their fear. And somewhere along the way, you started to believe it. You started shrinking yourself to fit into a world that didn't recognize your brilliance. You started editing your dreams to make them more acceptable. You started saying, maybe when your soul was screaming, yes, it's time to kill the lie that says you need to be more before you can start. That lie is the cage. The fire inside you doesn't demand perfection. It demands permission. Permission to take up space, to rise, to show the world the power you've kept hidden. The truth is, you were never lacking. You were never behind. You were never unworthy. You've just been listening to the wrong voice. The voice of fear, of doubt, of delay. But there's another voice, the voice that says you're ready. Not someday, not after you have it all figured out now. This moment, you've already survived everything that was meant to break you. You've already endured what others couldn't see. And you're still here. That's not weakness, that's proof. Proof that you were built for more, that you have strength in places you haven't even accessed yet. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to believe in yourself. And belief isn't something that just happens, it's something you choose. It's a decision to stop arguing for your limitations and start fighting for your future. It's a refusal to keep living small just because it feels safe. Safe is a lie. Comfort is a trap. You weren't made to just get by. You were made to leave a mark. Every step you've taken, even the ones that felt like failures, brought you here, right here, to the edge of everything you've ever wanted. And the only thing standing between you and that life is the story you keep telling yourself. Change the story and everything changes. You are not unworthy. You are not late. You are not average. You are power wrapped in hesitation. Fire wrapped in fear. But that fear doesn't get to win. Not anymore. Not if you decide. And that's the key. It starts with a decision. Not when it's easy. Not when it's perfect. Now. Because once you stop waiting to be enough and start acting like you already are, everything begins to shift. You don't become unstoppable by wishing for it. You become unstoppable by deciding to be. Right now, as you are, the world will try to define you by your pain, by your past, by the things that didn't work out, the chances you didn't take, the mistakes you made when you were just trying to survive. But that's not who you are. That's not the whole story. Pain is real, but it's not your identity. It's a chapter, a necessary one, yes, but not the ending. You are not broken because you've been hurt. You are not weak because you've struggled. That struggle gave you something no comfort ever could. It gave you grit, depth, a strength so rooted in truth that nothing can shake it. Not failure, not judgment, not fear. You don't need to hide your pain. You need to understand it, because inside that pain is power. The kind of power that doesn't come from success or applause, the kind that's earned through endurance, through standing back up again and again when no one's watching. That's where character is built. That's where your fire is forged, not in the light, but in the shadows. And the moment you stop resisting it, stop trying to numb it, escape it, outrun it, you'll start to see it differently. You'll see that your pain didn't come to break you. It came to reveal you. It came to show you what still needs to heal and what still needs to rise. You can either let it harden you or you can let it shape you. You can turn it into a wall or you can turn it into fuel. That choice is yours. Every time you move through pain, every time you face what hurts instead of hiding from it, you reclaim a piece of yourself. That's how you grow. That's how the fire gets brighter. The most powerful version of you isn't the one who avoids pain. It's the one who transforms it, who walks through it awake, who says, "This didn't destroy me, it built me." You are not meant to stay wounded. You are meant to rise, stronger, wiser, sharper, and know the world may not always see the work you're doing. But that doesn't matter. You will see it. You will feel it. You will carry yourself differently when you know what you've overcome. You don't need to pretend it didn't happen. You just need to stop letting it define what comes next. Let it teach you. Let it refine you. Let it light the fire under everything you do from this day forward. You are not behind. You are becoming. And becoming takes pressure. Becoming takes pain. But that pain has a purpose. It's shaping your power. Let it. Because you're not here to be a victim of your past. You're here to rise from it. You're here to take the broken pieces and build something unshakable. You're here to use every scar as proof. You didn't just survive. You transformed. You burned, but you didn't go out. You rose, and now you rise again. Strength isn't built in comfort. It's built in the decisions no one sees. The early mornings when you rise before you're ready. The late nights when you keep pushing, even when it feels like no one cares. It's built in the silence, in the stillness, when your only voice is your own. The world applauds results, but power is forged in the repetition. When motivation is gone, and the only thing left is the promise you made to yourself. That promise matters, because your fire doesn't need more hype. It needs more follow-through, more doing, more showing up when it's inconvenient, unglamorous, and hard. Discipline is the bridge between your hunger and your results. You can dream all you want. You can plan, visualize, and hope. But unless you move, unless you act when it's uncomfortable, you'll stay exactly where you are. Desire without discipline is just noise. But when you begin to act with consistency, everything shifts. The fire becomes real. Not because it's easy, but because you've chosen to be the kind of person who keeps going. Not for praise, not for perfection, but because you know what's at stake. Your future is not built in giant leaps. It's built in the daily choice to do what must be done, even when your mind screams for ease. You won't always feel ready, and that's the point. You do it anyway. You push through the resistance. You choose progress over comfort, and that choice, over time, reshapes everything. It reshapes your identity. It reshapes your mindset. It makes you dangerous, not to others, but to limitation, to mediocrity, to every excuse that used to hold you back. Discipline is freedom, because when you master your actions, you master your life. You stop reacting to the world and start creating it. Every time you follow through, you teach your mind something important. You can be trusted. You can be counted on. And that quiet, steady trust becomes unstoppable confidence. Not the loud kind that boasts and brags, but the silent kind that moves mountains behind the scenes. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. You just need to be consistent. You just need to decide that your goals mean more than your moods, that your purpose is stronger than your pain. Most people wait until they feel like it, but the great ones, they move first. And in that movement, they create the feeling. Action breeds motivation, not the other way around. So stop waiting, start doing, even when it's small, especially when it's small. Because each disciplined step is a spark, and enough sparks become a flame. Enough flames become a fire, and enough fire becomes something no obstacle can withstand. You're not here to dabble. You're here to dominate your doubt, to own your time, to prove to yourself that your fire isn't conditional. It's chosen every single day, especially the hard ones. That's how you become unstoppable. One decision at a time, one discipline moment at a time. Discipline will get you moving, but identity will decide where you end up. You will always return to who you believe you are. That's why some people stay stuck, even when they try to change, because they're acting like someone they haven't yet chosen to become. They chase results without shifting the route. But true transformation starts with identity, not with goals, not with motivation, not with a perfect plan, with identity, with the deep, undeniable belief that you are already becoming the version of yourself that gets it done. The version who doesn't negotiate with fear, who doesn't wait for the right time, who doesn't ask for permission to rise. The way you speak to yourself matters. The way you see yourself matters more. If you keep calling yourself undisciplined, broken, lazy, lost, you will live into that. Not because it's true, but because you've accepted it. And whatever you accept becomes your ceiling. But you were not made for ceilings. You were made to grow. You were made to evolve again and again into someone stronger. That starts by saying, with absolute certainty, this is who I am now. I am not my past. I am not my old habits. I am not my failures. I am who I choose to be in this moment, right here, right now. And that choice isn't just made once. It's made every day, in the way you show up, in the way you think, in the way you carry yourself when no one is watching. Identity isn't built on feelings, it's built on evidence. And the more you act like the person you want to become, the more real it gets. Every disciplined action, every small win, every time you follow through, you're not just getting closer to your goal. You're proving to your brain, to your soul, that this is who you really are. And eventually, it's not just what you do, it's what you are. This is how transformation becomes permanent. When it's not about effort anymore, it's about alignment. When the things that used to feel like a stretch now feel natural, normal, non-negotiable, because they match your identity. This is how people rise, not because they're more talented, but because they shift from trying to get something to becoming someone. And when you become someone new, your life cannot stay the same. It has to catch up. It has to reflect the change. So stop chasing results with an old mindset. Step into the new one. See yourself as capable, as focused, as driven, and then act like it. Not because it's easy, but because it's who you are now. You are no longer someone trying to change. You are someone who has changed. Everything you do from here is an expression of that truth. Hold that vision. Speak it. Live it. Burn the old version behind you. You've outgrown it. Now move forward like someone who knows exactly who they are becoming. Unstoppable, relentless, unshakable. You. Once you start stepping into your new identity, something powerful begins to happen. The world around you starts to shift, but not because it's changed, because you have. You begin to notice the things you used to tolerate no longer fit. The conversations, the habits, the environments that once felt normal now feel heavy, misaligned, outdated. That's not discomfort, it's progress. You're evolving, and evolution requires separation. You can't become your future while clinging to what kept you average. You weren't built to stay the same. You were built to grow, to rise, to outgrow. The people and patterns that no longer match your fire will fall away. Let them. That's not loss, it's alignment. Momentum isn't just built by doing more, it's built by choosing differently. Choosing what supports your rise, choosing who and what feeds your energy instead of draining it. You don't owe your loyalty to anything that stunts your growth. You owe it to your future. You owe it to the fire that won't let you rest, the fire that keeps pushing you to level up, even when no one else understands it. Protect that fire. Protect your energy, because the most dangerous thing to your progress isn't failure, it's distraction. Subtle, slow distraction that pulls you off course and makes you forget what you're capable of. You have to be ruthless about what you allow into your space. Not because you're better than anyone, but because your mission is too important to be diluted by noise. You are not meant to blend in. You are meant to stand out. You are meant to burn brighter, to take up space, to make waves with the way you live, act, think, and move. And that begins by making choices that match your vision. Every yes you give to someone else is a no to something else. Make it count. Be intentional. You're not just managing time, you're shaping your life. Protect it, guard it, choose wisely. Because when you say yes to mediocrity, you're dimming your own light. And you didn't come this far to go dim. You came to rise, to take control of your environment, to be the energy that lifts others, not the one that gets pulled under. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being clear. Clear on your vision, clear on your values, clear on what feeds your fire and what smothers it. Surround yourself with the things, thoughts, and people that pour gasoline on your flame, that see the unstoppable force in you even when you forget it. And just as importantly, be that force for yourself. Show up for you, not just when you feel like it, but because you've decided who you are now. Every day is a vote for your future. Every choice either builds your fire or buries it. Choose the life that ignites you, because when your energy aligns with your vision, nothing can stop the rise. Not noise, not doubt, not even fear. You become a force, focused, fierce, free. You are not overwhelmed because you're weak. You are overwhelmed because you're overflowing with untapped potential. Because something inside of you knows you're capable of more, and it's screaming to be heard. That tension you feel, it's not a problem, it's pressure. And pressure is proof that you're expanding. You're outgrowing the limits you've accepted for too long. You're stepping into spaces that used to intimidate you. And of course it feels hard. Of course it feels heavy. That's how you know you're exactly where you're supposed to be. No one feels pressure at the bottom. It's only those on the rise who feel the weight of what they're building. This is where most people give up. They mistake pressure for a sign to stop. But you're starting to understand it's a sign to continue. The pressure you feel is not here to crush you. It's here to sharpen you, to form you, to prepare you for the level you've claimed you want. Everyone wants the fire, but few are willing to withstand the heat that comes with it. But if you've come this far, you're already different. You've already proven that something in you refuses to settle, and now it's time to push further. Not harder, smarter, with intention, with clarity, with the certainty that this pressure means you're close. Growth isn't supposed to feel easy. If it did, it wouldn't be growth. The discomfort is your proof that you're doing the internal work most people avoid. It's not weakness, it's alignment. It's your mind and your spirit breaking the mold of who you used to be. And yes, it will stretch you, but it won't break you unless you quit. You've carried heavier things than this before. The difference now is you're no longer dragging the weight of who you used to be. You're carrying the responsibility of who you're becoming. So breathe, not to escape it, but to own it. Let the pressure build. Let it refine your thoughts, your focus, your hunger. Let it burn away everything that doesn't belong in the next version of your life, because pressure is the final filter. It reveals who's pretending and who's preparing. It doesn't just test your desire, it reveals your depth. Anyone can be hungry on day one, but will you keep showing up when it's quiet, when it's slow, when it's lonely, when it's hard? That's where transformation lives. Not in the spotlight, in the shadows. Keep moving, keep choosing the hard path. Not because you love the pain, but because you love what's on the other side of it. You're not here to stay comfortable. You're here to evolve, to expand, to rise into your highest form. And that version of you, they're already watching, waiting, calling you forward through the pressure. Don't run from it. Become more through it. Because pressure doesn't just shape diamonds. It shapes the unstoppable. And that's what you are. The voice inside your head, sometimes it's your fiercest critic. It questions, doubts, tells you you're not enough, that you can't, that you shouldn't. But that voice is not the truth. It is a habit. A habit born from fear, from old wounds, from patterns of self-sabotage. You can change it. You must change it. Because the quality of your thoughts shapes the quality of your life. The moment you decide to no longer accept those limiting words is the moment you reclaim your power. You are not bound by the stories your mind has told you for years. You are free to rewrite them, free to speak to yourself with the kindness, courage, and conviction you deserve. Imagine if you treated yourself like your own greatest ally. If instead of tearing yourself down, you built yourself up with every thought. If you began to speak to yourself like you believe in your potential so deeply that no doubt could live inside your mind, that voice will begin to change. Slowly at first, then with more clarity. And soon it will become your fiercest motivator, your unshakable source of strength. Because your mind is not a battlefield, it's a garden. And you get to choose what you plant, what you water, what you allow to grow. Choose thoughts that feed your fire, not drown it. Choose words that heal, not harm. This is not about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about training your mind to see opportunity in struggle, to find lessons in failure, to understand that growth isn't linear. It's messy, complicated, and sometimes painful. But it's always worth it. When you speak with intention, you create a new internal reality, a reality where fear is not a stop sign, but a signal to move forward with more courage, a reality where doubt is simply a challenge to be met with action. When your inner voice changes, your world changes, because you become aligned with the version of yourself you want to be. That alignment is unstoppable. It's magnetic. It attracts possibilities, connections, and energy that match your new belief system. You don't have to seek external validation because you validate yourself. Your confidence grows from the inside out. And when setbacks come, and they will, they no longer shake your foundation. They test your resolve. And you respond not with panic, but with calm certainty. You remind yourself who you are now. You remind yourself of the fire inside that no outside circumstance can extinguish. Rewriting your internal dialogue is a daily commitment. It's the most important conversation you will ever have. Choose it wisely. Choose it with love. Choose it with the fierce determination that you are worthy of the life you dream of. The life that requires courage, action, and relentless belief in yourself. The moment you start speaking to yourself with respect and faith, you unleash a force inside that no obstacle can block. This is how unstoppable begins, not in your circumstances, but in your mind. This is how you ignite the fire within and keep it burning bright no matter what. You have the power to choose what controls your mind. Every thought is a choice, every feeling a decision. You don't have to be a victim of your emotions or your circumstances. You can be the master of your inner world. The moment you accept this responsibility, something inside you shifts. You stop waiting for life to happen to you and start making life happen for you. You stop blaming the past or fearing the future. Instead, you focus on what you can control right now, your mindset, your attitude, your actions. This is where real freedom begins. Freedom from doubt, from hesitation, from paralysis. The mind is your most powerful tool and your greatest weapon. When trained well, it can turn obstacles into opportunities. It can transform pain into strength, fear into courage, and uncertainty into clarity. But this power is unlocked only when you refuse to let limiting thoughts rule your decisions. The truth is, your mind will try to keep you safe by resisting change, avoiding risk, and clinging to comfort. That is its default setting. But safety is a cage disguised as protection. True growth demands you break free from that cage. You do this by consciously choosing thoughts that empower you, even when they feel uncomfortable or unfamiliar. Every time you catch yourself slipping into doubt or negativity, pause and choose differently. Replace "I can't" with "I will learn." Replace "I'm not ready" with "I'm taking the first step." Replace "this is too hard" with "this challenge makes me stronger." These small shifts in language create seismic shifts in your brain. They change your neural pathways, rewiring your mind for resilience and success. This is not wishful thinking, it's science. Your thoughts shape your reality because your reality begins in your mind. Control your mind, and you control your life. Remember, transformation is a process. It requires patience and persistence. You won't become unstoppable overnight, but each positive thought, each intentional choice builds momentum. Like a snowball rolling down a hill, your confidence and strength gather speed. You become more resilient, more focused, more aligned with your purpose. Your inner voice becomes a champion, not a critic. This is where unstoppable is born, not from perfection, but from relentless progress. You have the power to silence the noise inside that tells you to quit. You have the power to fuel the fire that pushes you forward. This power is always within reach, waiting for you to claim it. Don't wait for motivation to find you. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it. Speak to yourself with courage and conviction. Choose thoughts that align with your goals and your true self. Stand firm in the belief that you are capable of greatness, because you are. Your mind is your battlefield. Win it, and you win everything. Ignite the fire within by taking control of your thoughts right now. The moment you do, you begin to live as the unstoppable force you were meant to be. The journey toward becoming unstoppable demands relentless commitment to your growth. Even when the path is steep and uncertain, every step forward is a declaration that you refuse to be defined by your past or limited by your fears. This commitment is the fuel that transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. It's what separates those who dream from those who do. To live with this level of resolve, you must embrace discomfort as a companion, not an enemy. Growth never occurs in comfort zones. It lives on the edge, where doubt tries to hold you back and your courage pushes through anyway. You will face moments when giving up seems easier than pushing forward, when exhaustion and frustration weigh heavy on your shoulders. But those moments are precisely where your true character is forged. Strength is not the absence of struggle, it's the ability to rise again and again despite it. The pain you feel is not a sign of failure, but a signal of progress. It means you're breaking through old limits and expanding into new territory. Your mind may beg you to quit, but your spirit knows you must continue. Listen to the deeper voice inside that calls you to greatness, not the shallow one that whispers surrender. To stay on this path, you must feed your mind with clarity and purpose every single day. Purpose is the compass that guides you through uncertainty. Without it, you drift aimlessly, easily distracted by doubt or fear. When your purpose is clear, every challenge becomes meaningful, every setback becomes a lesson, every small victory becomes fuel for your fire. This clarity anchors you in the storms of life, reminding you why you started and who you're becoming. When you connect deeply with your purpose, you tap into a wellspring of strength that no obstacle can deplete. Your commitment also requires discipline, not just in actions, but in thoughts and emotions. Discipline means showing up for yourself when motivation fades. It means choosing to believe in your potential, even when the results haven't arrived yet. It means protecting your energy, setting boundaries, and refusing to let distractions derail your progress. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievements. It's the daily demonstration of your loyalty to your vision. Without it, even the strongest desire will falter. Remember, being unstoppable is not about never feeling fear or doubt. It's about feeling them and deciding they won't control your actions. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward despite it. Every time you act in spite of fear, you grow stronger, you build resilience, you expand the limits of what's possible. This repeated choice to rise cultivates a mindset that refuses to settle for anything less than your highest potential. Your future is created by the choices you make today. Choose courage over comfort. Choose action over hesitation. Choose growth over stagnation. You are the architect of your destiny. When you ignite this fire within, nothing can stop you. Not failures, not doubts, not setbacks. You become an unstoppable force, unbreakable, unyielding, and fiercely alive. Embrace this power, own it, and let it propel you toward the life you were born to live. Every moment is an opportunity to rise above the ordinary and claim the extraordinary. Your thoughts, your choices, your actions, they are the building blocks of the life you create. This means that nothing outside of you has the power to define your worth or limit your potential unless you allow it. The moment you accept this truth, you step into the driver's seat of your own destiny. No longer are you a passenger reacting to circumstances. You become the force shaping your reality, the author of your story, and the guardian of your fire. This is not just empowerment, it's liberation. But with this power comes responsibility. Responsibility to honor your dreams, to protect your energy, and to nurture your growth. It's easy to get caught in distractions, excuses, and the noise of everyday life. But you are called to something greater than comfort and complacency. You are called to live fully, boldly, and intentionally. This requires you to be vigilant about what you allow into your mind and heart. Choose influences that elevate you, not diminish you. Surround yourself with thoughts, people, and environments that reflect the highest version of yourself. When you do this, you create a powerful ecosystem that supports your unstoppable rise. Your potential is limitless when fueled by intentional focus. Focus is the gateway to mastery and achievement. Without focus, your energy scatters and your progress stalls. The fire within you demands attention, commitment, and protection. It needs you to say no to distractions and yes to what truly matters. When you align your daily actions with your deepest goals, you tap into a flow state where growth accelerates and confidence soars. This flow isn't reserved for a select few. It's available to anyone willing to clear the noise and commit to what counts. Remember, the journey of transformation is not a straight path. It's filled with challenges, doubts, and moments of uncertainty. But these are not obstacles. They are opportunities to deepen your resilience and sharpen your vision. Each challenge you overcome adds fuel to your fire. Each setback teaches you valuable lessons. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is the willingness to persist. To keep going even when the world seems to push back harder than ever. This persistence is a declaration. I am here to win. I am here to rise. I am unstoppable. Within you lies a force that cannot be extinguished. It is not dependent on circumstances or external approval. It is forged by your choices, your mindset, and your relentless belief in yourself. This force grows stronger each time you decide to show up, each time you refuse to quit. It becomes a beacon that lights your path, even in the darkest times. Embrace this force. Let it guide you, because when you do, you unlock a power beyond imagination, a power that propels you forward, transforms your life, and inspires those around you. You are not here by accident. You were born to ignite your fire and become unstoppable. The question is, will you answer the call? Will you step fully into your power, embrace the discomfort, and push beyond limits? The choice is yours. Choose to rise. Choose to fight. Choose to be unstoppable. You were designed for greatness, even if the world has tried to convince you otherwise. There is a fire burning inside you, a relentless energy waiting to be unleashed. This fire is your passion, your purpose, your drive. It's the force that fuels every dream, every ambition, every bold step forward. Yet too often, we dim this fire to fit into the expectations or limitations imposed by others or by our own fears. But true power comes from embracing that fire fully and refusing to let it be extinguished. It demands your courage, your commitment, and your unwavering belief in yourself. The fire within you is a source of limitless strength, but it must be nurtured with intention. This means choosing daily habits that reinforce your growth. It means protecting your mind from toxic thoughts and replacing them with empowering truths. It means surrounding yourself with influences that inspire rather than drain you. The quality of your environment, both internal and external, directly shapes the intensity of your inner fire. When you create conditions that honor your potential, that fire grows hotter and brighter, pushing you beyond your perceived limits. It fuels resilience when life challenges you and sparks innovation when obstacles block your way. This fire is not just about energy, it's about transformation. It pushes you to become more than you ever thought possible. It calls you to step out of comfort and face uncertainty with courage. It demands that you embrace failure as a teacher rather than a verdict. Every time you rise from a setback, that fire grows stronger, burning away doubt and fear. This is the essence of becoming unstoppable, not never falling but always rising. The fire within turns pain into power and setbacks into setups for success. It propels you forward when motivation fades and inspires persistence when the path seems unclear. Your fire also connects you to something greater than yourself. It links you to the collective energy of all who have dared to dream and do. This connection is a reminder that your journey matters. Your growth impacts others in ways you may not always see. When you ignite your fire, you light a path for others to follow. You become a beacon of possibility in a world that desperately needs it. Your courage becomes contagious. Your strength, a catalyst. This is the profound power of living with fire. It transforms not only your life, but the lives of those around you. To keep this fire burning, you must feed it with purpose and clarity. Know what you want and why you want it. Let your purpose be the fuel that drives every decision and every action. When your fire is anchored in deep meaning, it resists burnout and distraction. It keeps you focused and fierce. This purpose-driven fire turns dreams into realities and visions into legacies. It's the unstoppable force inside that no obstacle can quench, no failure can shake, and no doubt can extinguish. Your fire is waiting. It's ready to ignite and transform everything. The question is, will you allow it to burn free? Will you protect it, nurture it, and let it lead you to the unstoppable life you were meant to live? The choice is yours. Choose to ignite your fire within. Choose to be unstoppable. Your mind is the battlefield, where your unstoppable journey is won or lost. Every thought you entertain either fuels your fire or dims your light. The power to choose which thoughts dominate your mind is the greatest freedom you possess. It is a power that many overlook, yet it shapes every moment of your life. Negative thoughts are like quicksand. They pull you down slowly but surely if you let them. Positive, purposeful thoughts are like stepping stones that lift you higher and faster toward your goals. Mastering your mind means becoming aware of these choices and deciding to feed the thoughts that build you up, not tear you down. It takes vigilance to guard your mind because your brain is wired to protect you from danger, even if that danger is the unknown potential that growth demands. This wiring often manifests as fear, doubt, or hesitation, but these are not your enemies. They are signals that change is happening. Your task is not to eliminate these feelings, but to move through them with resolve. When fear arises, welcome it as a sign that you are stepping into new territory. When doubt appears, use it as fuel to prove to yourself just how strong and capable you are. Every challenge to your mind is an opportunity to strengthen it, to cultivate resilience, and to deepen your belief in your ability to overcome. Discipline of the mind means showing up every day, choosing growth over comfort, and pushing past the voices that tell you to settle or quit. This mental discipline becomes a habit, a muscle that grows stronger with use. The more you practice thinking intentionally, the easier it becomes to navigate setbacks, distractions, and fatigue. Your mind becomes a fortress, resistant to the storms of life and fierce in pursuit of your vision. This discipline is not about rigidity. It's about commitment to yourself and your highest potential. It's the daily promise you make to your future self that you will not give up. Focus is the lens that sharpens your mental power. Without it, your energy scatters and progress slows. Focus channels your thoughts and actions toward what truly matters. It filters out noise, doubt, and distractions. The fire within you needs this clarity to burn bright and steady. When you focus on your purpose, your goals, and the small steps that lead forward, you tap into a flow that propels you faster and further than you imagined. Focus turns intention into action, and action into unstoppable momentum. Your mind is not just a tool, it is the source of your courage, your creativity, and your strength. When you take control of your thoughts, you reclaim control of your life. The unstoppable force you seek is already within you. It lives in the choices you make each moment. Harness your mental power. Feed your fire with empowering beliefs. Protect your focus fiercely. This is the foundation upon which your unstoppable life is built. The question remains, will you take command of your mind and ignite the fire that leads to your ultimate transformation? The power is yours. Claim it now. Every action you take is a declaration of who you are becoming. It is easy to underestimate the power of small, consistent steps. Yet these steps are the bricks that build the foundation of an unstoppable life. When you choose to act with intention, even when motivation wavers or the path seems unclear, you signal to yourself that your dreams matter. Action transforms ideas into reality, hope into achievement. It breaks the cycle of fear and doubt that keeps so many trapped in inaction. The courage to act again and again, no matter how small the step, is the ultimate expression of your inner fire. Momentum is born from this consistent action. It is the invisible force that makes progress feel effortless once it gains speed. But momentum cannot exist without initial movement. You must move first, even if you don't feel ready. This choice to begin, to push through hesitation, activates your inner power. Each act of courage propels you forward, builds confidence, and weakens the hold of fear. It creates a rhythm that carries you beyond obstacles and setbacks. Momentum transforms the impossible into the inevitable. When you act consistently, you also build trust with yourself. This trust is the foundation of self-belief and resilience. It is the knowledge that you are capable, that you follow through, that you don't abandon your vision when challenges arise. Self-trust turns uncertainty into a challenge rather than a threat. It empowers you to take bigger risks and pursue greater dreams. Without this trust, doubt creeps in and your fire dims. But with it, your flame blazes fiercely, lighting the way even through the darkest nights. Action is also a powerful teacher. It reveals what works and what doesn't. It forces clarity by demanding results. Every step forward brings feedback, knowledge, and growth. This cycle of action and learning is the engine of transformation. Waiting for perfect conditions or complete certainty only delays your progress. The truth is that perfection does not exist, and certainty is an illusion. Growth happens in the act of doing. When you commit to action, you invite progress, insight, and evolution into your life. Your fire demands that you live with urgency and purpose. Life is precious and unpredictable. Every moment you hesitate is a moment lost. The longer you wait, the more your dreams fade into distant wishes. But when you act now, you claim your power and your future. You affirm that your vision is worth fighting for and that you refuse to settle for less. This urgency is not about rushing, it is about prioritizing what truly matters and making every moment count. Your actions create your legacy. They are the proof of your strength, your courage, and your unstoppable spirit. When you move with purpose, you inspire yourself and those around you. Your fire ignites others, creating ripples far beyond what you can see. The journey of becoming unstoppable is paved by action, bold, consistent, and driven by unshakable belief. Choose to act. Choose to move forward. Choose to become the unstoppable force you were born to be. Your future is waiting. Step into it now. The path to becoming unstoppable is not a straight line. It is a series of challenges, setbacks, and moments where you must decide to rise again. Resilience is the cornerstone of this journey. It is the unyielding strength to keep moving forward, even when the weight of the world seems unbearable. Resilience isn't something you're simply born with. It is cultivated through every obstacle you face and every choice you make to persevere. It grows in the cracks of your struggles and becomes the armor that shields your fire from being extinguished. The more you embrace resilience, the more unstoppable you become. Understanding resilience means recognizing that pain and failure are not signs of weakness. They are part of growth. They are the furnace that forges strength. Each challenge you overcome adds a layer of toughness to your spirit and sharpens your resolve. When disappointment tries to convince you to give up, resilience pushes you to try again, to adjust your approach, to learn, and to evolve. It transforms suffering into wisdom and struggle into triumph. The resilient mind sees setbacks as temporary and solvable, not permanent roadblocks. This mindset shift is the difference between those who quit and those who rise again and again unstoppable. Resilience demands self-compassion. When you face failures or setbacks, it is natural to feel frustration or doubt, but how you respond to those feelings defines your trajectory. Self-compassion means treating yourself with kindness and understanding rather than harsh judgment. It's about recognizing that struggle is universal and that imperfection is part of being human.